It's a lot of damage. They could have removal. Oh! That's a big hit, man! Woof. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ghouls and goblins, wizards and sorceress of all distinct backgrounds. I welcome you to another episode of Hello Good Game. This is video number 965. We are closing in on 1,002 years, which will come forth on April 24th. So mark your calendars, there's going to be one heck of a celebration. Today, we are playing with mono green. This is a very aggressive aggro deck, utilizing a full board of creatures that have Trample, and the one and only Toski, Bearer of Secrets, which will allow us to draw whenever we deal combat damage, and of course, Trample will basically always deal combat damage, so a very powerful deck that applies massive amounts of pressure while replenishing its hand in case something bad happens. Of course, we'll break down the deck list in depth, talking about each individual card, strengths, weaknesses, why it was chosen to be included within this build. Moving on, we'll visit the strategies and synergies for the deck so you as a beginner have a good idea to play this deck and how it will operate. Moving forward into our gameplay footage, breaking down playlines and interactions to get a more in-depth look at how it actually operates against the rest of the meta. Closing out, we have our final thoughts on the deck. Do we want to change it at all? And then, of course, just general channel shenanigans to have a little fun. Thanks for your time and attention, whether this is your first video or you've been part of the Wolf Gang for a while. I appreciate each individual second that you choose to spend here with us today. Let's break down the deck. Let's see what this is all about. If you want to support the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have Scrooge McDuck type pockets, go ahead on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, our Amazon link, and Grey Viking Games, in which you can actually purchase Magic the Gathering arena codes direct to your email. Very, very cool. Check them out. Trample Draw is the mono green aggro deck that we're playing with today. Average converted mana cost 3.7, 27 creatures, 9 non-creatures, 24 lands, plus some MDFCs to smooth it out within the Serpentine Wood, and of course our Mammoth. This is a very aggressive deck that revolves around Trample and Toski, Bearer of Secrets. Toski is a 4 CMC 1/1 with Indestructible. It can't be countered. It attacks each combat if able, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. This is great because we're combining it with Trample. Things like Stonecoil Serpent, a 0/0 with Reach and Trample, protection from multicolored, and it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. This is amazing because we can play it early game, we can play it mid game, and we can play it late game to make sure that we're utilizing our mana as efficiently as possible. We also have 4 copies of the Old Growth Troll. This is a 4/4 with Trample, and when Old Growth Troll dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura attached to a forest we control, and Enchanted Forest has tap to add 2 green to our pool, and then we can actually pay 1, tap it to sacrifice the land to create a 4/4 tapped Troll Warrior with Trample as well, which is really cool. So, you know, if something happens to it, we get the mana, and then once we're sick of the mana, we can sacrifice the land for another creature, which is really, really nice. That's not it, though. We also have 3 copies of the Gemrazer, another 4/4 with Reach and Trample. Mutate for 3, a little bit of a reduction in cost there, but it is 1 body now instead of 2, which we like to go quite wide here, but it can give a creature of ours without Trample, which is nice. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. This is really powerful in the current meta because there are a ton of artifacts and enchantments that warrant removal. The Vivien tokens can also have Trample, which is quite nice. Vivien's a 5 CMC 3/3. We may look at the top card of our library at any time, and you may cast spells from the top of your library, which is really quite nice. Creature spells, I should say. Playing from the top of our library is a form of virtual card advantage, allowing us to keep a full hand for later on if something happens and we lose that effect. +1, create a 3/3 with either Reach, Vigilance, or Trample. Of course, in this deck, the Trample's great because of Toski. -2, whenever you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost and put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. This is absolutely amazing because we can -2 on a big baddie to find our Toski potentially if we need. We also have 2 copies of Vorinclex. This is a 6/6 with Trample and Haste, and if you would put counters on a creature or permanent, you know, put double those counters on, and of course, if your opponent would do that to you, half of those counters for them, which is pretty cool. So this goes for Loyalty, Saga, any form of counters your opponent can't put on anything unless it's a +2, and then they only get 1. But it's rare for a +2, right? And then our counters get doubled up. We do have lots of counters within the deck to break down in a second. So that's all that we have for Trample. Talking about the counters now that we can utilize through Vorinclex. The Great Henge, whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. You know, that gets doubled up. Of course, the rest of the card allows us to tap, add 2 mana, gain 2 life. And it's a 9 CMC that costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures we control. We also have Yorvo, a 0/0 for 3. It enters with 4 counters on it. That would enter as an 8/8, which would be really, really cool. And whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under our control, put a +1/+1 counter on Yorvo. Then if that creature's power is greater, put an additional counter on Yorvo, which will be really quite rare. Synergies with Yorvo bring us into the Swarm Shambler, a 0/0. It enters the battlefield with a counter on it. Again, this can be doubled down through Vorinclex. The Henge helps as well. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. We can pay 1, tap it to put a +1/+1 counter on the Shambler as well. That's really, really nice. Moving forward, that's basically all we have for counters, I guess, other than the Scavenging Ooze. It's a 2/2 in which we can pay 1 to exile card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on the Ooze and gain 1 life. You know, again, that can be doubled down. Moving away from that, we'll talk about how to reduce the cost of the Henge. This is best done with our Lovestruck Beast, a 5/5 for 3 mana. It can only attack if we control a 1/1. Create a 1/1 white human creature token for 1 mana with Heart's Desire. That will allow it to attack. Toski allows it to attack. Swarm Shambler allows it to attack. And a small Stonecoil Serpent will also allow it to attack. So lots of ways to turn the Lovestruck Beast on as an attacker. Of course, the most important part here is that on our 3rd turn, we're playing a creature that has power of 5. Moving forward, we have the Kazandu Mammoth, a 3/3 with landfall. It's a 3-drop. But on our 4th turn, when we play a land, it becomes a 5/5, just like the Beast would be. Both of these will allow us to play our Great Henge on turn 4 for 4 mana through the reduction of 5, which is really, really quite nice and just kind of turns the whole deck on from there. We do have 2 copies of Questing Beast because why not? Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste, 4/4. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. And whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to one of their target planeswalkers that they control as well. Moving on, we have a little bit of removal within our Primal Might. Sorcery speed for 1+X. Target creature you control gets +X/+X until the end of turn. Then it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. This is amazing because we have Trample, so the +X/+X will, you know, really follow through into our opponent's health points. And of course, 3 copies of Turntimber Symbiosis for 7 at sorcery speed, looking at the top 7 cards of our library, putting a creature card from among them into play. If its CMC is 3 or less, put 3 +1/+1 counters on it, then put the rest in random on the bottom of our library. That's the deck. We've gone through all of the cards here, you guys. 20 forests, 4 Garenbrigs. Garenbrig's taps for 5. You add 6 mana, easy peasy. Allows you to ramp a little bit there. Your main objective is to stack creatures with Trample, get Toski in play, attack, refill your hand, and keep playing more things, right? Just outvalue your opponent, get the Great Henge in play. That's going to save the day and overwhelm them with a Vorinclex. You can also use Vivien's minus ability, which is really quite nice if you need to draw Toski, right? You know, you cast Vorinclex with Vivien's -2. Boom, Toski's in play. You get a massive draw. If you already have Toski in play, -2 Vivien, Vorinclex, pull out Questing Beast. Now it's got haste, it's immediately attacking with the rest of the people, right? Really, really nice. And I like the deck, it works well. I think we're still fine-tuning it. Maybe Yorvo goes and we take another Primal Might. I wouldn't mind more Primal Mights. I wouldn't mind more Stonecoil Serpents. And I wouldn't mind more Toskis. But at the end of the day, we do need the rest of the deck here to support. Maybe Yorvo goes. Maybe the Shambler goes. That frees up 3, but we'll discuss these things at the end of the game once we'll break down the gameplay footage. As far as today, though, you know, the Shambler performed very well and Yorvo performed very well. So it's a hard argument to make. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled for that. And, you know, while you're watching the gameplay footage, kind of decide what you think of those cards and how they performed in regards to the rest of the deck, because I'm going to be asking this question to wrap up. So thank you all for breaking down this deck here with me, learning how it plays out effectively and efficiently. Before we get into today's gameplay footage, I have to remind you that we have a 500,000 gem giveaway, free cash prize monthly tournaments, Brawl and Artisan, 100 one-on-one coaching sessions with myself that each come with $20 USD, and much, much more. You can support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. If the live video gets 100 likes, we will give out a $10 gift card to not everybody, to someone. So like the video, comment on it below. If we get to 100 likes, I randomly pull a comment. Boom, there's your $10 gift card to Grey Viking Games. Again, if you want to see what kind of things you can get at Grey Viking Games, just go to Hello Good Game Linktree. Or Google Hello Good Game Linktree. You'll find it. It's in the description below as well. And then you can browse to see what they have and, you know, maybe plan out your winnings, of course. So thank you so much for your time and attention. You can support financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Amazon, and through Grey Viking Games as well if you just want to buy things straight up. Cheers. Enjoy the gameplay footage. Thanks for supporting the channel, and we'll see you soon with our wrap-up thoughts. Our opponent plays first. The land is all here. Let's try to make a run with it. Let's try to shrink this as well as much as we can. It's not really a 1-drop that we need, but we may as well just progress as we normally would. Playing a 1/1 human token from Heart's Desire for 1 green mana. Really interesting stuff. Groundbreaking. All right, we have a Foretell to the side. We have no drop for 2. It seems like a perfect time to sneak this in without having to pay for it. Let's get that hit in. I really like the Trample, but Yorvo should go first if we're trying to be optimal. Right, there's not too many copies of him because he is the legendary, whereas the troll isn't, so, you know, let's just go for it. Hit for 1. They bounce it. Yeah, so no harm, really. Would have been the same outcome regardless. I want to make sure Toski doesn't get dealt with a counterspell, and I think they have a counterspell up. Let's hit for 1. We have 5 mana next turn. They're playing Esper. There's a black source in play. Lovestruck Beast. Old Growth Troll. Getting countered here, sure. Yeah. Kind of a bummer. And then they eliminate the Lovestruck Beast. Holy. Just burning through their cards, hey? We have Vorinclex up next. Three cards in hand. They have their Borrower for 3, leaves them 2 mana. I think we just go Toski. Take the draw. We could have 7. Gulp. Can't be countered, right? So it's just gonna hit play. Shambler goes out. They're gonna remove the 1/1 token so we don't get a draw. Oh, they just bounce it so we don't get the draw. Okay, okay. Cool, 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 cool. We have 1, we could go up to 2, that does nothing. Let's just hit for 1. Let's push this in. That activates our Vorinclex. Toski and Vorinclex. Oh wait, that's the other way around. Sometimes it feels like Toski is as good as Vorinclex. So, and it's just the same thing, right? Like, can't be countered, shenaniganzos. Actually, we should take the draw. I was going to use that mana for Swarm Shambler, but the draw is more important to us. Oof. End our turn. Borrower in play. Sure, it can hit us a bit. We have Primal Might to deal with any flyers. They do have counter magic open, I'm assuming. Lantern in play as well. We can discard all day. We can also lose life all day. They only have 2 mana up. It could be a counter spell, right? It 100% could be. I didn't see any holdups there. I think we're good to go. That was a big hit. Plus we get a massive draw. 4 cards in hand. Toski is my dog. This little guy is the coolest creature. Like, look at that draw. We're ready to start the game again. I love it. Going first. 4 land, Vorinclex. I love it. I love it. Sure, why not? 1 mana go. Next up, 2 mana go. We missed 3, 4, 5, but we do have 6. Should be a good mid game. Let's see how it works out for us. Oh, mono red. Fireblade Charger. I think we just deal with that. Because we're going to get stomped if we don't. What if we hold this, no attacks, and that way we can play the ooze and immediately exile creatures, right? Because they're going to be tapped. They're going to play a robber here. We trade. That's 2 creatures to the grave. But they don't. They don't want to do it. We just pass. Oh, they still hit us for 3. Well, I'm still going to gain the life. Right? Good call, good call. I mean, we could have waited till next turn, but, you know, Toski's gonna help save the day there, I think. 3 mana to a Phoenix, that sucks. We can play Vorinclex next turn. And that should be a problem for mono red, right? This is a big body. Ooh, their 4th land. Haven's available to them. We have an indestructible blocker here on the ground, which is nice. Right? That's not so bad. Still getting hit for 2 as a minimum. I don't think they're very pleased with Toski in play. Oh, nice. So that is frustrating. Should we race? I guess we maybe should. Double draw is not bad. So much land, so much land, so much land. I think this is going to be a pretty rough turn for us. Right? We get hit for 4, 5 damage total as a minimum. Oh. Down to 10. If they have a cleave, they're going to win. More land. What's up with all that land? Vorinclex can still hit. They block Toski. Does the 0 count as combat damage? Probably not. Yeah, it doesn't. It would be cool if it did. That would be cool. All right. We've got 1 blocker. Down to 9. Down to 8, really. And they're sitting on 6. Oh, that's just a good game. Claim the Firstborn in a mono red deck is like big BMs, right? Going first should help us after that last matchup. Woof. Toski couldn't lead us to victory. What the H, Toski? We have 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. Perfect curve. Just looking for our 4th land. I mean, it's going to be as awkward as it could ever be, I'm sure. But hey, let's do our best. Hit for 1. Woo! Setting records. Ooze in play. We do get that 4th land, so hey, if we can curve out without a wipe. Birth of Meletis, that's okay. They're totally tapped. Decent hit for 3. Down to 16. Defender in play. Toski's up next. Pretty please. We're drawing 2 as a minimum. Let's see if we get removal or not. Oh. Nice. We're not drawing any cards. Wow. That's a perfect shutdown. Do you think they shatter us here? There's no way. That would be crazy good. I don't doubt it. I've seen stuff like that before. especially when it's against me. Let's take the attack again. I can only assume there's another birth. Or, not a birth, omen. Yeah. We should still get one draw here, though. Down to 18 as well. We only have one engrave. Oh, man. I don't know how safe I feel about playing that Mammoth, but if they don't have a wipe, it's going to help us win. Fae for the wipe. We get one more hit in. Which is fine because we can just draw a land with Toski and then Vorinclex. So they're tapped here. Go to our graveyard. Take the Serpent out. Oh my gosh. 5, 11, 12, math. Right? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's lethal. That is a big hit. And we draw 5 there as well. Oh my gosh. That feels good. I do not mind that. I think we're going to toss this. Our opponent plays first. Sure, Questing Beast is cool. Sure, Toski's is cool. And we do have the land to get there. But it's so slow. It's so slow. We'll keep this. Toss a land. Work on 3. I think that'll be just fine. We have a 1-drop Heart Desire, 2-drop Serpent, 3-drop Troll. Maya's in studio. Revving up on her wheel. Oh, it's just going to be Ultimatum. This is a really hard deck to beat, especially if they just draw right into it. Cultivate Migration Path here. It's going to be super sad. Right? It's like they always have it. They always seem to have it. Which is great. I mean, good for them. Do they have the ultimatum as well? I can only assume. Or the wipe. Worse yet, right? Let's go Troll. Beast can sit on the side for a second. It's easy to remove the 1/1 and then it's just a dead card, whereas the Troll's always going to have some value here. Vorinclex. No blocks. I'm actually okay with that. They don't have red for Valky. They're sitting on 6 mana. They played a 7 ultimatum into it. No, it's untapped. Okay. Removal. I'm sure. And a big attack. 3 mana. Cycle the Triome. Looking for removal. 3 mana open still. No attacks. We hit with everyone. They block the beast, take 7. There's removal on the Troll, instant speed. Gross. Oh, that was gross. We only hit for 3.
is nature's ingenuity.
Trample, I think, are... Oh, it doesn't get them anyways because Vorinclex. That's hilarious. So we're probably super screwed here. We have them down to 6, though. 4 mana available. They hit us. That means they have more removal. No blocks. Four cards in hand. It looks like they have a land and a Yorion to bounce Vorinclex. Okay. Still sucks. 2 blockers. Engine play. That puts it to a 6/6. But we don't get the draw. Screw it. Over top. I wish... Oh, they do have the Wolf Haven. I mean, it's something. Doesn't matter what we take. We don't get anything.
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stompy.
We smash over for 6. Trade with Vorinclex. That's rare. That's not that bad. Vivien's dead. We have a Henge in play with a Mammoth on top. Oh my lord. That's pretty much game. I mean, we can double block it. Vorinclex actually can't attack because we have lethal on the backswing. What in the world? We don't because Yorion stays back. We get to keep our Vivien up though, that means. Which is pretty crazy. We could pull something for 2. Oh no, we can't minus. Let's just grab Reach.
I love making new friends.
We should have Garenbrig there, my bad. We'll do that here. Let's go wide. Just drawing, that's perfect. Playing from the top of our library for virtual card advantage. The Henge is saving the day! No attacks. Let's see them plop their ultimatum down on us now and still win the game. Omen of the Sea, they're digging for it. 6 mana available to them. 2 to the bottom. 3 cards in hand. We have lethal next turn. Shadow's Verdict, stealing lethal away from us. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. They don't cycle that Triumph, which is awkward to me. Questing Beast in play for the win! For the win! The Great Henge is so busted, right? We went from being dominated to dominating all off that Henge. Woof. We go first. That always brings a smile to my face. Let's hold off. Send out our message of love across the universe. I guess let's pull the removal. Maybe we'll hold on to it. It feels weird. Like, if we don't have a 3-drop, why drop it early? Oh, there's our 3-drop. Shoot. Well, let's play that. We should have played this as a 2-drop, I suppose. Being greedy, trying to get the most out of our cards. I'm sure this removal right here, Heartless Act, you know, eliminate. Many things to remove it. There's the Act. Okay. Serpent could have dodged that. Serpent doesn't dodge eliminate, though. Light Fang in play. Serpent out for 4. Protection from multicolor, but I'm sure there's removal here. Trying to draw all of the removal out so it's not on the beast. Okay, they just take the draw. No attack, which is good. The fight is annoying. I don't really want to fight. Unless we go like this. And then we're still getting the troll back. That opens up our attack lane. And then we're ramping into Vivien next turn with the troll mana. Big brain play. Hitting for 4 feels good. Here comes the Fang Bearer. The Moss Viper. Oh no! And another Blight Fang. Okay, that is getting on my nerves. So we have 1, 2... I don't even know. I guess these can't block the beast, right? Straight screw it. Just keep their death touch creatures out of play. Whoa, they take 8 damage down to 7. That is ideal. We take out the Blight Fang. Oh, they kick the Thirst. Blight Fang will survive. We can trade with the Viper. But we might just let it go through. They'll go up to 9 damage, or 9 life here. No blocks. I think we just try to do the old trade skis. Pretty sure that's lethal. They stop 1 out of 7, take 4. Good game. Right? So there's 6, and then 10 for -1. 80% win rate. Tearing it up through Mythic. Pretty cool. Let's get a few more. Pretty slow, but we have Henge. We have Mammoth. We have Toski. That's pretty cool, right? So if we can't play the Henge on turn 4, we at least have Toski. Let's see if we can get that 4th land. No. They could remove the Mammoth too. There's the land. Here's the Mammoth. Do we get the play? I doubt it. Like, I super duper doubt it. 3 mana. There's a removal. Okay, cool. Toski in house. They could steal it, then sacrifice it. That would be the only downside here. Bone Crusher in play to block. Let's do +4. Toski to the Bone Crusher. We take 2 damage, sure. We kill it. We hit for 5, and we draw a card. Not that bad. Swarm Shambler in play. I guess we could have left that mana open, but who could have known this? Who could have known? Castle Garenbrig gets tapped for 6. We play all 3 of these cards. after we draw. Hopefully, if there's no blocker. Let's see. Oh. That's not good. Did they have a creature for 2? I doubt it. Take the attack. Grab the draw. It could be a sacrifice effect. We should have played Toski first. Reduce the henge by 4. Right? Then it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot. Oh well. We're committed now. I will hit this mutate up though, right? You know what I mean? Toski's getting mutated, I'm gonna be honest. Indestructible mutation? Yup. Over top? Yup. Artifact gone? Yup. 2 4/4s with Trample. Henge coming down on top with an Ooze to take care of the grave. Not that bad. Not great. Ooh, we get an insect here. That's a thing. Down to 12, we have, you know, a bigger hit. The Trample Indestructible reach is really cool. We could even kill the dragon with that. But we might just want to race. Let's see. They have 8 available mana. Three cards that we can't... Oh, wow, nice. Okay. Woo! 2 dragons. Oh my gosh. Engine play. We'd only have 3 mana. Let's just troll out. This has to attack. The troll may as well attack. And that way we still have chump blockers. I wonder if the giant trades with the troll. Indestructible probably is just allowed to hit freely. But I do see the giant and the troll trading. 5 damage through. Troll gets attached. We get a double draw through the trample. We have removal. We have lots of draw on the henge. 12 life. Can they cleave us? Right? They could very well have lethal here with a few different cards. Oh, wow. Did they exile Toski Gemrazer?
I can work with that.
That exile is going to mean they die, though, next turn. They do go for it. Yeah, wow. That's nice. Do they play defensively? They should. We have 6 damage, plus the remainder here. We just have lethal, if you're listening. They should attack, though. It's just common sense. Is that last card removal? They could play a defender, right? They could even mutate onto the dragon, kill our henge. Now that would be a big brain play. Mutate to the dragon to kill the henge would be massive. Woof. I wonder if they go for it. It's a good play. It's a great play. It is undesirable. That's my Great Henge. Leave it alone. That's my source of life gain. Right? I need that life. I need that draw. What? I'm so confused. Seven, 9, which means we can cast for 8 on the troll. Hit the dragon. Oh no, we have more for 9. It's a lot of damage. They could have removal. Oh! That's a big hit, man! Very, very nice. Woof. Today was quite the day. I must have slept like 18 hours, and I feel like I could sleep another 18. We made a video. It performed. I made a whole bunch of decks today. Some of them didn't perform as well as I wanted, but this was one of the keepers that we made. Most days I probably make 3 to 4 decks and keep 2 of them. Sad. A lot of them just get fed right back into the recycle bin. And that's why I love Arena, is because you really get to test, right? Like, it would be so hard for me to do this kind of content successfully without the testing pool, which is, you know, everybody else playing the game. Because, yeah, sure, I can make 10 decks a day, but how many of them are good? How many of them actually hold up against the meta, right? And, you know, that's basically what I do with my time, is I make the decks, then I go out and I test a whole bunch of them. The ones that work, well, they all kind of get adjusted, and the ones that do end up working the best, you know, 80-20 principle get kept, showcased into videos for you guys, according to my schedule, of course. But today wasn't the greatest, like I mentioned. We do get 1 video done. I've got 1 pre-done, so we make it by, and, you know, I'll try to get lots of rest tonight, and we're back at it tomorrow. And, you know, I have to get 2 done tomorrow. It's one of those things. I wouldn't have it any other way. The work schedule is extreme, but things are clicking, things are working, and somehow I was able to make this thing that was impossible to do a reality, and I can't stop, right? If we were to stop now, then it would only be our own fault. Like, things are done, we just have to keep going. So you get decks like this, you know? Not groundbreaking, it's just a cool mono green deck, but at the end of the day, I have to produce competitive content as well as fun content. I make some decks that I think are fun, but they get beat up, right? And I can't show decks that don't win games unless it's 5% of the time. So, you know, that's kind of more awkward, and those decks get cut. Sad. Sag, I'm rambling today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friends, support financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Amazon. We have a 500,000 gem giveaway, free cash prize monthly tournaments, Brawl and Artisan, one-on-one coaching sessions with myself times 100 with $20 each, blah, 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 blah. That's why I'm going crazy. It's because I keep repeating these things. I think I'm going to get a cutscene made that has all of that CTA in it, so I don't have to keep spouting it every day, twice, 4, 10 times a day. Ugh. Oh, you guys are going insane. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and driving me here to success, not insanity, of course, let's be honest. Cheers, you guys. Appreciate you. Enjoy another video, and I will be in it. See you then.